today's show. Braxton Blue is back from the sunshine of Arizona. We are excited to talk to him about all that happened out there on the west of coasts. Plus, I have the question to ask. Can I grow? I mean, can I grow or no? Jesus Christ. Sorry, Potts. I'm sorry for getting a little bit rowdy here in the beginning, but I am fired up from some texts that came in during our show yesterday, so I wanted to go ahead and do that. Belly, what?
$100 today.
We're giving away $100, not today, starting in June 1st, but good idea. It's all coming. We'll tell you about it, and of course, we want to get to Belly's story of how HR is freaking out because he almost passed out on the job. Potts is going to get fired up. Braxton Blue's in the house. We got the social media lounge ready to go. Strap it on straight from DTR Studios.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is Skater D.
Hey, I'm John Charles Meyer, producer of Dave Made a Maze.
Hey, what's up? This is Scott Dottie, author of Play the Devil, and you are listening to Luch Dog.
Luch Dog. Luch Dog.
This is Andy fucking Cruz from SiriusXM 415, and you're listening to Luch Dog in the Morning.
#1 podcast in the world. Yeah, boy.
Welcome back, folks. We got a big show. Take it to Maine, Braxton. Show them what we got. So welcome to the show, my wonderful friends. Thank you for hanging out on another Wednesday. I am joined by my brother from another mother, Matty Potts.
Greetings and salutations. Good morning. Where the hell have you been?
I know. I was late. Were you worried?
I left a message on your cell phone, and as you were Skyping me, I was about to text my mom to have her call your mom to go over to your house and make sure you didn't, like, OD on pasta or something.
That's as professional as we get. If we are 30 seconds late, Potts thinks I'm dead. Belly Matt LaBelle, welcome to the show. Hello, my friend.
Hello. Good to be here. Great day. Game 7. Let's go.
I love it. Let's go, Caps. Rocking the red here. Screw you. Anybody in Tampa Bay?
No, I have friends in Tampa. They're
That's
nice
fine.
people.
We do, too. Aaron Knowles, shout out.
I'm sure someone has a grandpa or grandma that lives in Tampa Bay right now.
Look, I got to get into this show. This is a fun one today, and I'm excited to have Braxton Blue back in. So, Brax, welcome back, sir. How was Arizona, man?
It was great. It was a good little mental reset, so I'm happy to be back.
We're glad to have you. I mean, did you guys, did you get any ladies out there as I pull up my story for today?
Yeah, there was some interesting stories about that.
Did we get you in trouble?
I found me a lady or two. She was a nice girl.
Potts is going to be hitting us with, what's the theme today for our, whenever you hear this sound, he's going to play for you.
Let me whistle at you.
He's going to...
Funniest Yelp reviews.
You've got Yelp reviews for today. So remember, he's going to just pepper them in randomly, and then we're going to move right on. So why don't we just start off the show with one? Go ahead, Potts.
All right, let's see. This is for Wendy's, like the fast food place. This place is ballin', yo. Chicken nuggets be crispy like you've never seen. I tasted one and I was like, what? Are you serious, Wendy? Mean girls work in the fryers, though. This one chick wouldn't even let me holla. I was like, please, you ugly anyway.
Belly, can I grow or no?
Negative, Ghost Rider.
Well, apparently not, because I'm 5'7", soaking wet.
It's all shrinkage from
all
here.
That. But I don't know if Potts is going to be okay with this. I feel like he might be. I have a feeling that today's show is just going to infuriate Potts in all facets.
No.
I mean, we're off to a great start if you're trying to piss me off. I'll tell you that.
Well, I didn't mean to be late. I'm sorry. We were very late. Yes, we did call him at 10:02. All right. So these texts came in yesterday, and I just wanted to read them to Potts. Welcome to everybody in the social media lounge. Thank you for hanging out. And, yesterday we were serving breakfast burritos brought to you by Marinate. So I'm wondering, Potts, what are you guys serving in the social media lounge this morning?
Well, we're kind of a one-trick pony when it comes to breakfast, but I do make this awesome tofu scramble with then hash browns and fruit salads. So we're going to give them like a little vegan, vegetarian action today.
Okay, very nice.
Healthy eating.
After yesterday's show, now, Potts, just the only background and context that you really need on the Voice of One Wheel. It's Tuesdays at 11 a.m. And yes, we are going to give $100 away every single show on Luch Dog in the Morning, Wednesdays and Fridays starting in June. by playing fun games with you guys. We'll have trivia. We'll play Wheel of Fortune. We'll do Hangman. Just fun ways to do $100 every show. So that'll be awesome. Just PayPal straight to your account. And we're really happy to do that for you guys. So thank you for your participation. Just something fun to do in the month of June. Some texts came in yesterday, Potts, as Belly and I did a show kind of based around a mod for the one wheel that is really just, it's so polarizing. It just makes people either infuriated or they love it. And it's basically these little wheels that go on the front of the board so that if the board were to nosedive, it was supposed to catch you and roll it out. They're called fangs. I'm not even going to speak. One-wheelers who are listening. Yeah. See, now a lot of people did what he did, and they see that as what? How does that just? What does that strike
it's
you?
Training wheels.
Training wheels, right?
Yeah.
And so a lot of people feel that way, but then there's the argument. Well, if it makes me feel safer about the board, I'm 50 years old. Maybe I'm just not a good rider. And 50 is the new 40. Like, let's be honest. Some 60-year-old riders ride, and they just don't want to fall. So okay, great, whatever. That's the context. We did a show about it. Had somebody beta test it because nobody's got videos on these things. And then this is what comes in after. Do you have something from the social media lounge?
No, I have something from earlier where Potts messaged us and says, "It's Wednesday, right? Are you guys alive?"
He basically sets his clock to our show. I appreciate that. God bless you, Potts.
The guy that gets up at 7 a.m.
Yeah, he's up in like before the sun,
time.
and we're over here. Like, I've already got a one-wheel ride in for the morning, and like.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I wake up at baby's mama house at 6 a.m., come over here, take my morning dew, have my morning coffee, and I'm like, what time is it? And I'm like, I even looked up my like 20th. I was like, oh, he's going to be so happy. I actually did what he fucking asked for once. And then I'm like sitting here like waiting and nothing. And I'm just like, and then I call and he doesn't answer. And I'm like, well, it's 10 o'clock on the East Coast. So if he's still asleep, then I hate him. But if he's like dead, then I'm really nervous and you know, scared.
We're not dead.
So
we're never
next
dead.
time, be dead, asshole.
Okay, fair
Be
enough.
dead,
Be
asshole.
Next time, be dead, asshole.
That's a touchdown.
Give it to me.
Touchdown!
All right, let's settle in here. So the texts that came in, Potts, I told you that this one topic is pretty polarizing for the group. And the texts that came in from one texter afterwards really just drive me crazy. And so I'm going to go through them, and then I'm going to kind of go about, we'll take it from there. This is all one text. Yo, I'm just hearing the show, and you guys sound ridiculous. At 185 pounds, you can't even begin to know.
Oh, I know.
Number one, it cannot be worse to go from any speed to a rolling stop, even momentarily, as opposed to a dead stop. It's literally the difference between being catapulted by cutting the rope or by releasing it controlled. Okay. Number two, it's only seemed like it would work on concrete. Duh. Taking Belly's comment. I can take a spill on a trail or grass much easier. Okay, good luck. You come off like number three, you come off like an idiot for being so adamant about not riding with a fender, but now you seem to get it. Sounds like ignorance to me. Be humble. You're still just you. You just got a cool toy. Don't be so goddamn pretentious. Approach your one-wheel life like you have some recollection of the kid you were when it was time to play real sports. Take that as you will, Potts.
People be living it in those text
They get
so
fired up
brave.
over this topic. The only thing I wanted to bring to you guys.
I think this is the second week in a row we read a texter's comments from an episode.
Well,
Can I just point out, like, I'm going to take the view of the listeners today and say this guy is taking the time to send you all these text messages, and I zoned out like 3 minutes ago. So that shows how little I care. I mean, this guy is all passionate about some stupid friggin' training wheel, and I don't know.
Well, what I wanted to say is, Potts, don't lose lackluster at the end of a rant like that. I don't want to hear you lose your steam and go, I don't know. I want you to finish with the goddamn punctuation.
I'm going to assume there's going to be 5 more things that you say today that piss me off, so I'm going to save my steam for something that actually matters.
Potts, I was going to say, I don't think Potts feels like he needs to get fired up about the one-wheel life again.
Yeah. This is the part that I think will fire him up and the rest of you. All that, and I responded with, I appreciate this. Who is this? The response is,
someone who cares.
That's what has me infuriated. Oh, really? You care about it? Not enough to put your name on it? Not enough to put your name on it. You want to sit there from the sidelines and you want to just, nah, nah, nah. Oh, who is this? Don't worry about it.
LA Donuts, 5 stars. I really love this place. I've been going here since it opened. I had the hugest crush on the daughter of the owner, and I would come in after class when I was in junior high and try to talk to her. But the skate store next door opened up, and all the skaters got to her before me, and one of them got her pregnant. I never saw her again. Oh, yeah, the donuts are good, and they will usually hook you up with a free donut to try.
Nice.
So my question to you guys becomes, as we go through this, first of all, if that person had put their name on it, I wouldn't be reading it right now. That's just 100% truth. If you want to send me constructive criticism or whatever you want to call this, that's fine. Put your name on it. I will keep it private. I think that's fair.
He doesn't get the show.
If you clearly don't get the show. If you're not going to put your name on it and you're going to sit there and I ask you who is this and you refuse to tell me, you just want to sit there in the wings and be a negative Nancy, that's when I bring it to the public. That's my rule.
Guys, can we pivot? We're getting way deep into the one wheel world.
And we have a lot of one wheel listeners too. So yes, we can. But the reason I wanted to bring this up, Belly, is go ahead. You got something.
One of the reasons I'm okay with him bringing this up is because I want to just blast this guy real quick. He obviously doesn't get the show. When he commented about the fact that I pointed out that it's only going to work on concrete, I'm the show listener that doesn't get one wheels. Or I get it, but I'm not really certain about everything.
Maybe 8 miles of experience?
I know more about one wheels than I do most things, and I don't even own one. And I'm making sure that we're getting trying to get all the information out all at once. And this guy's just one of those people that's like, because one of your episodes is a setup episode, I can't stand it.
Yeah, well...
now episode 3 is so boring and slow because all I have to do is learn about why we're going through this process. But when an episode 10 rolls around and all of it makes sense again, you're going to not complain as much, you fuck.
Wow, I've never seen Belly so fired up. And that's what... It's hard to see these comments come in and then, I put something out on social media like, hey, here's a show about... fangs. I know they're pretty polarizing, but one of the first comments that comes in, yeah, I stopped listening to your show a long time ago. Talk about whatever you want. The negative
Lucha's
Nancy's.
Fired up about people being negative about the voice of one wheel, and you know what? Fuck the haters.
They hate us because they hate us? Okay.
I like how basically we're comparing the One Wheel podcast to the, Game of Thrones series where you have to have setup episodes and then episodes where deliver and have tons of action.
Yeah.
I love it.
Can't wait for episode 9 when we destroy everybody. Red Wedding coming for you live.
Yeah,
next
just
week.
wait till you see my dragon coming in on one wheels, breathing fire against all the haters. No, I look, and that's fine. The real reason I wanted to bring it up is because I think it's a little bit ridiculous to take something that somebody said and then hold them to the fire as if that's the only perspective they're allowed to have for the rest of their lives. I have been saying I don't ride with a fender, and then all of a sudden I realized, hey, you know what? I was wrong, and admitted it on air, and realized that I've grown, and now I like riding with one, and now I'm some pretentious asshole because of that. That's not ignorance. That's called growth.
And this is a great metaphor for everything that's going on in the world. And I mean, that's a good question. In general, it seems like people have a problem admitting when they're wrong, talking about,
because this happens, you become ignorant now, right?
Right. And, I was managing nightclubs for a really long time, and someone, came up to me and told me something that really stuck with me that really meant a lot to me. When I was managing Lava Nightclub in Vegas, I was the GM, but I was in charge of the bartenders. You each have bartenders, cocktail servers, bussers. And so I would always have the bar pre-shifts and in the bar meetings, and that's where what's so funny is I would read them reviews of our customer service, and a lot of them were not funny. They were actually really serious. People come and spend a lot of money, and I would call out bartenders that got secret shopped or that didn't provide good service. But I always what one of my employees came to me later and said, he's like, what I like about you, you'll yell at us if we screw up, but you always admit when you're wrong. If you accuse somebody of something, or if you just say something that isn't right, or you overreact, you always come back after you've thought about it and say, you know what, guys, I was wrong. And he's like, no matter what you say, I'll always respect that, because I know if you say something that is wrong or that comes out maybe a little harsh, after you've had a chance to think about it, you'll come back and apologize or say you were wrong. And that's the best kind of trait a manager or supervisor can have.
I agree very much, Potts, wholeheartedly on that one.
When we will talk about Belly's HR experience and how maybe somebody could have admitted that they were wrong. Maybe that would have helped the things.
They're still processing until they get to that point.
All right, we'll get to that.
The worst thing you could do is just keep digging a hole when everyone's looking at you and everyone knows what you're saying is total BS, and you just keep going. And I mean, obviously, there's someone that's very prominent in our world right now that has a massive problem with that. And what's so funny, you could so easily get people back into your good graces if you just say, sorry, I effed up.
Who are you talking about, Roger Goodell?
Oh, you.
Obviously, we're talking about Luch Dog.
Yeah, clearly. That's me. Is that me?
No.
Speaking of politics, here's a review, a 2-star review on Ford's Theater, which is located in D.C. Was murdered here. Would not recommend, by someone named Abe Lincoln.
The play was quite bland.
Yeah.
Also, I was murdered.
I need this play like I need a hole in the head. Oh, come on.
No. You know what? Actually,
That's
it would have
golden.
been the better review would have been.
Brax,
let me
that's
tell
good.
you, this place was terrible. Terrible. Luckily, someone came in, put me out of my misery.
Oh my goodness.
Ended the whole show.
All right. Belly, go ahead. Taking me out of here. I got to get out of here. Do we want to do this? We'll take a quick break. I'll do that. We can do that. I'll take that to... Let's do a new one. Here, you guys like this. God, I love this tune. This one's good, dude. This one's more of an intro, but we'll get out on it. Potts, good job on the reviews. When we get back, I want to finish what we were talking about last week. Bullying shaped my life. I got thrown down a hill. I remember staying up in the middle of the night with my parents in my bedroom, standing at the door, me crying in tears. Mom, Dad, why are they picking on me? What did I do wrong? And I wish every kid could go through that. I wish every kid could have had the experience that I had growing up with bullying. We'll talk about that next. Don't go anywhere. It's Luch Dog in the Morning.
At LITMradio.com.
You guys are so hot right now.
Marinate Restaurant puts a unique twist on fast casual dining by starting with only the freshest ingredients to slow cook delicious melodies of tastes and colors that are sure to delight your senses. Whether you're craving the Chipotle pulled pork sliders, honey basil chicken tacos, or the infamous kitchen sink wrap, Marinate has something for everybody with tons of vegetarian options too. It's the perfect choice of catering for your offices or events with fast and friendly service from a brand new store on Melrose and Western. Stop by today, or you can order online at marinateyourlife.com.
Yay for Taco Tuesday! Don't forget, buy one, get one free. All damn day!
Tacos, wraps, sliders, and sides. Slow cooked to perfection at Marinate Restaurant. marinateyourlife.com.
What's up, y'all? It's Maddie Mads here. This show is sponsored by TTR Studios. Whether it's weddings, parties, karaoke, audio, video production, and all your entertainment needs, call TTR Studios, LLC at 703-850-2223 or check them out at ttrevents.com. Start the show, Luch.
Oh, now we're getting somewhere.
Welcome back, folks. It is your boy Luch Dog hanging out with you guys once again on a Wednesday. Thank you guys. Remember, on the entire month of June, we are going to be giving away $100 every single episode. Just $100 cash, just to say thanks for listening. So the only caveat is that you have to be subscribed to our channel, TTR Studios, on YouTube. All right, that's the whole point of this. We need to get our subscription numbers up. I will pay you for your time and your awesomeness. So $100 PayPal'd after the show, every Wednesday and Friday to a lucky winner. Belly is so mad right now. Do it on air. What's happening?
About what? Which thing?
With Potts. Where is Potts?
I mean, I don't know what's going on with Potts' thing right now. I think something we're hitting on our board is hanging up on Potts. It's not him, but right now we can't get him back on.
Do we not have him on the line?
No.
All right, well, we'll see what we can do. Let's
the connection
keep trying to get him on there. Just keep trying. You guys are doing good. Just try to get Potts as soon as you can.
Join call. Why is it?
So Belly and I will have a discussion. We'll get Potts in here as soon as we possibly can. And just remember, he's muted, so you can do whatever you need, Brax. Belly, did you get picked on as a kid at all?
Oh, yeah. Restart Skype while you're just doing that. Just restart it. Yeah, I mean, I got picked on as a kid all the time.
What for? Can I ask? Like, what were the things you got picked on for?
I mean, just general things. When I was, I've been 5'10" since I was in 6th grade.
Wow, I stopped growing in 6th grade.
Yeah.
Really? At least you got those extra couple inches, man. 5'7" sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, like for me, bullying never really affected me. It actually affected me in the reverse way. I've been a bully.
Really? I don't see you being a bully.
Right. It's more of I went through the comedy route. I mean, I was more deflective in my comedy, and it would always be about someone.
So your punchlines were somebody else's demise.
Sometimes my punchline was the bullying factor.
I went through that
in that, and it's me. And I've thought back on those things. I've talked to a lot of those people that I've had that kind of communication with. And obviously said, like, listen, I know we were young, stupid, and I said things that probably hurt your feelings at some point.
You made amends.
Yeah, I mean, it's something I have definitely processed and thought about more. See, because when I was bullied, I put it in quotations because a lot of times when you're bullied, it's actually your friends, people that are close to you, that really get you going. And you look at it more as like you're not always the victim. Sometimes you are. Sometimes you're the butt end of every joke. The butt of the joke. The butt of the joke.
Yeah.
But those things are going to come around, and someone else is going to be, and it's going to keep on rotating. And well, I'm glad. I mean, I was kind of glad to go through those experiences because for me, it was more of a learning experience.
But before we go any further, bullying is not a great thing. Obviously, bullying is terrible.
No.
But I do believe that it shaped who I am today. I'm curious if Potts has a story. Were you bullied as a kid at all? Or were you the bullier?
No, I mean, I was bullied, mildly here and there. Definitely, with what's going on today, it seems minimal. But it just seems like bullying has escalated over the years. So.
And that's tough. I mean, what do you... I remember Potts. Guys, I remember I was bullied like relentlessly. I'm the guy who goes with the joke, man. I was gullible AF.
Yeah.
I'm happy-go-lucky. If you tell me that Joe Montana got traded to the Seahawks... Why don't I hear you?
I got it. Didn't they call you Lucky or something like that?
Yeah, my radio name in Colorado was DJ Lucky.
Oh, that's right.
But the whole point is that my friends just knew that I would go with stuff. So, like, I remember sitting in, like, 5th grade in the lunchroom, and my friends were like, let's tell him that Joe Montana got traded to the Seahawks. Let's tell him. I bet he believes it. And then they were like, yeah, Joe Montana, Luch, did you hear? He got traded to the Seahawks. And I was like, what? No way. That's fucking crazy. And then, of course, that turns into, you loser.
It was actually the Chiefs.
No, he didn't get traded at all. Oh, it actually did on the Chiefs. But he wasn't even traded. Exactly. And I'm thinking, like, well, okay. You guys are my friends. I thought you'd be telling me the truth. Like, what? Why wouldn't I believe you? And so I was such an easy target, man. I got picked on so much. I was a little bit of a fat kid. Like, I wore my shirt in the pool. I
really?
I was. Oh yeah. Oh, I was a fatty. Oh boy.
See, the only reason I didn't want to go to the pool, and one of the reasons I was bullied a lot, is I started having a very hairy chest. Luch Dog knows he's a hairy-chested man as well. When you start going to the pool with a hairy chest at the age of like 15, 14 years old, you start having hair on your chest. Kids are gonna be like, "Ew, gross, Sasquatch."
My friends called my chest hair the hairy triangle puss. I don't even know. I don't even know where that came from. They were just making fun of the fact that it was like a diamond.
Right in the
you know,
center.
it's just like that, like in the epicenter of my chest.
I call it my Superman curl.
Brax, do you have any chest hair?
I do actually.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it in a triangle?
No, it's not.
Good man. So the reason I'm bringing it up is because it really affected me. I mean, I remember one night crying in bed, and my parents were they were standing in the doorway, and I, for some reason, I think the reason I remember this is because of it's just burned. The look on their faces was burned into my brain. Like they genuinely wanted to help, but they didn't know how, and they kept trying to tell me, like, "Hey, man, thick skin is what's going to get you through this."
Alligator, baby.
Like, if you're able to take a joke and show that it's not going to crush you, they'll stop. Bullying is all about the reaction. And I had to realize, like, I still get crushed to this day. I am still an easy target with my group of friends. I stay off of all of their email chains. When my group of friends start an email chain, I don't even touch it, because the first time I say something, they just crush me. Because they know it's funny, and I think they know that I can handle it. I'm not going to get, publicly mad about it, but it hurts, man. It rots with me.
You do let negative things kind of.
Why do you think I'm sitting here talking about this texter a day 24 hours later? It affects me.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I know that's hard to ignore, but damn, man, I try not to let it. But I will say that, like, I would never be able to do this job if it wasn't for the upbringing that I had and the pretty tough bullying that I went through. I mean, I didn't get beat up.
You got to take the
because I was the fat kid, but I definitely got crushed, and it affected me. I mean, I just wanted to say to
Potts,
anybody out
can you
there,
confirm or deny that Adam was ever truly fat?
Well, I mean, we went to different schools, but I mean, I don't even remember it. I definitely don't remember him being fat.
Yeah,
so
I
don't
bet
know,
you it
but-
was like slightly chunky.
I was pudgy, but that's not the point of
But
the story.
no.
The point of the story really is that I think we need to be. Does anybody else feel like we need to be a little careful with how bullying is being handled today?
I don't really keep track because I don't have any kids that are getting bullied. So
Potts.
I mean, I'm about to, and it's a huge concern. It's so funny you ask, because like me and baby mama, we decided to move in together, and it's so funny because now I'm that guy. We're going apartment hunting, and we're asking the sales rep what school district.
Is this a good neighborhood?
Yeah, is this a good neighbor? I mean, we're looking at a fully gated community with pools at like a whole, like basically a suburb that's literally smack dab in the middle of LA and Hollywood, like right next to the Grove.
Awesome.
And it's this freaking awesome little community that I never even knew existed. And it's like pretty reasonable. It's under rent control. It's literally, I could walk my daughter to school. It's right next door. And so it's this kind of self-contained community in the middle of Hollywood. It's so great. So we're looking at apartments there, and yeah, I mean, we're like talking about schools, and I never thought I would be one of those people.
All right, so
but
put yourself
that's a
in the
concern.
mindset of your new coming daughter's father. That is who you are. She's in she's in elementary school, and she comes home and she's complaining that her friends are picking on her nonstop.
some boy just can't leave her
It's
alone.
not even a boy. It's her girl. It's her group of friends, right?
I would do what any normal dad would do.
What
I'd
would you
go to
do?
the school and beat the fuck out of all the kids.
See,
What else
that's
is
not
there?
what my
Yeah.
dad did. That's the opposite of what my dad did. Uncle Joe for you. That's opposite of that.
Well, look, he's right. I mean, he's right. I mean, you have to stick up for yourself. The problem is that you have to be so careful, because back in our day, you could say what Uncle Joe says, stick up for yourself. So you get in a little brawl. The problem is today you could either tell someone to stick up for yourself, and they take that as, I'm going to take the gun out of your nightstand and go to school and kill people, or you could go to school, punch someone in the face, and then the next day they come back with a gun that they took from their parents and kill you. So I don't know if that's the best advice anymore, but it still holds true that you have to defend yourself. I would absolutely am teaching my daughter how to have some form of self-defense, whether it be boxing, karate, or whatever. Absolutely.
But the question becomes, how do you handle as a parent your kid getting picked on by their group of friends? Do you freak out and go beat some ass at school like Potts said? Do you tell your kid to have thick skin and try to give them some skills to deal with it? Because that's where I would take it. I'm telling you right now, my parents tried to give me skills to deal with it, and I'm still using them right now.
100%, and that's important. But you also need to know how to defend yourself, because the fact of the matter,
hell yeah,
it's like negotiating. It's like when you try to negotiate a contract with someone that is just stupid. Like, it's hard to negotiate and with someone that just is oblivious and they're like, oh, I don't care. And negotiating is like a two-way street. And it's like the same thing. Like you have to be able to like work with someone that is of somewhat equal brain power. And if not, you could be picking a fight with someone that does not care or that is socially awkward and will come back with a weapon. I mean, you're trying. You don't know who you're fighting with anymore. You don't know who these parents are, like, or what they have at home that this kid can take and bring back. I mean, it's really sketchy.
I don't know that kids.
I was in Australia and I had to fire somebody. I fired literally thousands of people, and we did it. We used a third-party recruiting agency. So when I went to terminate this guy, I had to go to their office. I met the guy there. The guy was late. He comes, and when he comes, he had a backpack on, and he honestly looked a bit disheveled. Immediately, I am on edge. I'm like, I don't know what's in the backpack. This guy looks like he could be on drugs. And I mean, immediately, I was so careful of how I fired this guy because I'm like, this guy is going to get up and freaking pull something out of his backpack. And that's the state of fear that I think a lot of us live in. And that actually could lead to even more, fights and issues because people are feeding off of fear and not common sense.
From the social media lounge popping off.
We've got a couple going off talking about bullying. Most of the people in the social media lounge have taken the positive route of bullying and saying, like, I just do what I do to
I'd like to
prove
read
those people wrong.
Can I read some comments?
Sure.
Because I mean, there's some really good ones in here. Bullying made me stronger. I had a speech impediment, and it got me made fun of for it all the time. It made me want to learn how to talk. I also got made fun of for having chicken legs. It made me start exercising. Don't let people bring you down. Turn it around into a positive. That's really well said right there.
Well, that's great. But for every one person that says that, there's one kid that goes home and takes their own life. So,
yeah. All right. That's
the other.
Wow. Okay.
The fact of the matter is, and for all the kids that don't take their lives, because maybe they just don't have the, this is probably coming out wrong, have the balls to do it. Thank goodness they don't. But that doesn't mean they're living in a emotional and mental hell all through middle and high school, which we all go through. I mean, I hung out with the cool kids. I played sports, and there was a lot of misery in high school.
Potts, who is Jenny Marie Carson? Do I know this person?
No. Oh, dude.
Who is that?
Stop that. You got to get in earlier in the conversation. Someone else is using someone else's YouTube because they couldn't watch on theirs.
Okay. Well, that person says I can't imagine. Okay. Go ahead, mute it. Do it off air. Who is? Okay, cool. So, well, I'm just saying that she is saying I can't imagine. Whoops. I can't imagine being bullied online. The internet is forever. So glad it wasn't a thing when I was growing up. Yeah, I totally get that. Yeah, I can totally get that. I mean, I got a lot of people saying, way to go yesterday for putting that out there and letting yourself get crushed online about these fangs because that lives forever. And holy shit, like people were coming after me for no reason.
And then to Potts' point right there, to anyone who ever feels like they are alone, you are not. Please reach out for help to any kind of hotline, to anyone you think you are able to speak to, your parent, a friend, or even just a grief counselor in any way, shape, or form.
Call us. Shit, I got time. We'll talk to you. I mean, hell, I got time. But like the truth is, like, I will get off of this now and we'll get into.
I'll just throw it in if anyone actually is taking that seriously. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is 1-800-273-8255, available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Say that one more time.
It's the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, 1-800-273-8255. They're available all the time, every time.
Awesome.
Call somebody. It's not always as bad as it feels.
No, and I'll tell you, it
always gets better.
He's right, and it felt really bad that night in my room with my parents. Let me be honest. If I didn't have parents who were willing to talk to me about it and get me through that, who knows what I would have done. So yes, talking about it absolutely helped. I'm not saying that we're getting too sensitive to bullying. I'm just saying the skills that they taught me that night have stuck with me throughout my life, and I'm really glad that they did. I'm not glad I got bullied, but I am glad I am who I am, and that's who it shaped me to be that person. So, talk to somebody. If you can tell that they're getting bullied, reach out to them. You guys know that. And so when we get back, I want to talk about Belly passing out at work. Employee of the goddamn decade. We'll do it all next. Luke's Dog in the Morning.
At LITMradio.com.
Pay the man, baby.
What's up, y'all? It's Maddie Mads here. This show is sponsored by TTR Studios. Whether it's weddings, parties, karaoke, audio, video production, and all your entertainment needs, call TTR Studios, LLC at 703-850-2223 or check them out at ttrevents.com. Start the show, Luch.
Oh, now we're getting somewhere.
Marinate Restaurant puts a unique twist on fast casual dining by starting with only the freshest ingredients to slow cook delicious melodies of taste and colors that are sure to delight your senses. Whether you're craving the Chipotle pulled pork sliders, honey basil chicken tacos, or the infamous kitchen sink wrap, Marinate has something for everybody with tons of vegetarian options too. It's the perfect choice of catering for your offices or events with fast and friendly service from a brand new store on Melrose and Wester. Stop by today, or you can order online at marinateyourlife.com.
Yay for Taco Tuesday! Don't forget, buy one, get one free. All damn day!
Tacos, wraps, sliders, and sides. Slow cooked to perfection at Marinate Restaurant. marinateyourlife.com.
Welcome back, folks. Oh man, Belly's going nuts. I love it. Let's just go nuts and rock out. Here we go. Should I do my handsies? It's Scooby-Doo! Yeah, that's fine. Potts, what did you say?
That shirt is an atrocity. It's really.
I was waiting for that all show, the ramen comparisons.
Is that as bad as the ramen shirt, though?
I gotta be honest, I don't even know which was worse, because that's pretty friggin' bad right there.
Go to my camera. There it is. Look, it's Scooby-Doo on, like, psychedelic trippiness. That's fun, man. It's fun.
I wear the Superman shirt.
Sun's out, guns out. Let's go. All right, Social Media Lounge is going nuts. So thank you guys. There's a bunch of numbers that they're putting out there. Hold on.
County Jail in Santa Rita, 5 stars. As far as jails go, this one is as far as jails go, this one is the creme de la creme. Yes. First off, you don't even need a ride here. They pick you up from anywhere in the county. Sometimes they even get you out of bed and bring you. It's all free of charge. 5 stars.
I wonder how the meals are.
Yeah, 3 squares a day. So Belly is going to take us through
a day in the life.
A day in the life. Now, I don't... So, just go ahead.
Yeah. So I work for a bar, obviously. I bartend regularly. The hours are a little extended sometimes. On Friday, I walked into work. Friday was a long day for me. We did the show. I got up at 6 a.m. to take my mom to the airport. I went to sleep. I got up to do the show, went to sleep, got up to go to work at 2 o'clock. As soon as I walk in the door at 2 o'clock, my boss is like, "Oh, didn't I text you?" Well, it's because the other bartender had called out. Now I know walking in the door and that the bartender calling out means I'm there from 2 o'clock p.m. until after 2 o'clock a.m., which means I'm
So
on
can I interrupt? So
Yes.
you go into work scheduled for an 8-hour shift, and it regularly happens where you could end up working a double with not finding out until you get there?
So we're always one call out away from completely and utter chaos. Because we have 4 bartenders to work 7 days a week. We're open till 2 a.m. every single night. All right.
So without too many specifics.
So the 5
I can
p.m.
tell you right now,
bartender-
it's the worst managed place out there.
This whole story,
Potts.
Potts, this is the story that you've been saving your steam for. So just feel free to just lose it.
My managers do their best in the sense of they're there to support us. They're there to kind of back us up. And no offense to my manager, who's probably listening right now because he is a fan of the show. He does listen to us when he's doing all his paperwork. He was there. We were busy. We were so busy. Like, the bar's full. I'm by myself. I have but one bar back.
Hey, can I just point out how much
in.
fucking money this hotel is leaving on the table right now by having one bartender? It's the most narrow-minded thing, and I see this all the time in venues that I've worked, and even now. You know, it doesn't. They're like, oh, we're trying to cut down on staff. How much do you make an hour, Belly?
I make more because I work for a hotel and they give me
whatever.
benefits.
How much do you make an hour?
I make $6.25.
Most people $2.13.
Okay, how much does a fucking beer cost? $8? Boom. You sell one beer, you've paid for an hour of labor. It doesn't make any fucking sense to be understaffed because everybody that's sitting at the bar waiting for a drink isn't spending money because you only do one fucking thing at once.
And this happens.
Get your head out of your fucking ass, manager. Hire more people at $6 an hour. You know what we pay here? Fucking, it's like $10.50 and it's gonna go up to $20 an hour in California. You can barely even afford to fucking pay people. And there, it's $6. There's no excuse for being understaffed at a bar.
I 100% agree. There's someone oh, sorry. Go ahead.
We do this every week.
I didn't know what you said. I couldn't hear you.
Okay.
You're wearing a fucking Scooby-Doo shirt. You shouldn't even be allowed to talk right now.
I thought you were just talking about Potts going off. So so basically, Potts is exactly right. The thing about it is I want to work 4 days a week. I would prefer to work 4 days a week instead. So Friday I get into work, 2 o'clock rolls around. We still have customers in the bar already. So I'm walking into work right away to deal with guests.
I tell you, right, this is like the most demoralizing situation for an employee to be in. I'm telling you, to walk into a shift and see people waiting, and then your manager say you didn't get my text, we're short staffed. It's you just want to turn the fuck around and leave. And I don't think you realize like what that does to a team when the morale of a team when they don't know what they're walking into. An employee needs to have a sense of security in a workplace. They need to know that the people above them know what the fuck they're doing and know how to properly run a business and schedule a shift.
The beauty of this is when he goes to tell them about this, the response from HR, I'm skipping ahead a little bit, was, why didn't you just take a break?
Well, because and don't even get HR is the biggest bunch of fucknuts ever. I mean,
so Potts,
that's all I wanted to get in.
This was my as I go throughout the night, I haven't eaten all day. I don't get a chance.
Why not? You couldn't get yourself a 30-minute break?
I didn't get a chance to really stop and take a break.
I'll tell you right, it's the fucking law, and you are absolutely crazy for not saying it's time for my break. Go fuck yourself.
He's the only bartender.
The only problem is
it doesn't fucking matter. It's not his fucking problem. He doesn't own the place. He's not the fucking manager.
But Potts, I have a responsibility to the people.
It doesn't matter, and I hear what you're saying, and I respect that, but you are making the problem worse.
No, I understand.
You have to be the asshole and put your foot down because it's the only way. Think about it. If the bar is empty for a half hour, no one can tell you anything. It is the law, assholes. You're allowed to take a break.
Exactly, Potts.
And so if they're losing revenue for a half hour, then it's going to go all the way up the food chain. When hotel guests start filling out the comment cards and said I had to wait for fucking 30 minutes because there was only one bartender working a double and he had to go on a break, then what? Then shit will happen. You have to let that unravel in order for anything to happen, unfortunately.
Agreed. And last night is another perfect example of this because it happened not in the same way, but again last night.
Well, let's stay on track and find out what happened in the first place.
So it gets to about 8:45, Potts. I have not stopped because it's been so busy. I'm running up and down. I'm sweating my ass off. Obviously, I'm not even thinking about drinking water. And then all of a sudden, like everything starts to hit me at once. I start to get lightheaded. I start to feel my hands seize up because I'm dehydrated. I start to feel everything about what I've been going through the last 7, 8 hours already, just hitting the 8-hour mark. I can feel my body like shutting down and saying, you need to stop right now. And it's to the point where not only can I feel it, but the guests I have in the bar can see it.
Sure.
And they can see like I'm laboring and that I can barely keep up. And that's
was the bar just mad, like how packed was the bar?
So from 5 o'clock I work at a bar. We have 13 seats on the bar, and then I have I think I have like 10, 15 tables that I also got to go out and cover. So I'm not just standing behind the bar going back and forth. I'm coming out to your fucking table and
you're going out of the bar during.
I don't have a cocktail server.
Dude, he's got high tops to deal with.
Done it. No, I would have said I'll bartend. I'm not taking one fucking step from behind this
and
bar.
Your mentality,
you shut up, Belly.
Oh, I agree, but it's the sense of for me, I take pride in every second of my work. When I'm on the floor,
there's nothing wrong with taking pride, but when pride
circumvents health, you're absolutely
beats
right.
out sensibility and health and your own health, then you're not helping. You're not.
But
I don't think it's the right thing.
From 5 o'clock until the point where I went down, like basically what happened was I feel everything shutting down, and my manager is actually seeing at this point and is like, you need to stop, because my manager's been out on the floor running around too. We're short a hostess. We're short a bartender. The whole floor is packed in the restaurant. I'm packed in the bar. I'm making not only that, Potts. Obviously, when you order a drink from a server on the floor, where the fuck do you think it comes from?
Oh, all the waiters have to go straight through the bartender.
When you ask for 15 shots and then ask why are my 15 shots taking so long? It's because that bartender is also serving everybody in their bar, and then they got to chill 15 fucking shots of tequila and get it to your server so that they can bring it out. It's not technically your server's fault. It's really just a matter of eventually those kind of things, like 15 things, or if you ordered 8 craft cocktails all different, it's gonna take 15 to 20 fucking minutes because you just made a food order, you dumbass.
I have never heard you guys curse the way that you do or are right now. They're fired up and I appreciate it. I would like to ask the Social Media Lounge if they know this stuff. Like, is this stuff that people know about bartenders? Or like I feel like there are people out there that are just completely oblivious, and they're the ones that are asking, why is it taking so long on my 15 shots?
Yeah.
Is this common knowledge, Potts?
They're at a table, they're drinking, they're having fun. It's not their responsibility to see how the staffing is.
But isn't it common knowledge?
To give you my money. Don't make me beg to give you my money. Don't make me wait 30 minutes to give you my fucking money.
That's a very good point. And actually,
think about 15 shots. You know how long it takes to drink 15 shots? About half a fucking second, which means they're going to want another round. So if the shots are sitting behind the bar, not only are they not drinking them, but now you're waiting because the server's going to bring them, serve the shots, and within 2 minutes have another drink order.
Yeah. I mean, people are coming in with it's common sense regardless. I know I've worked in the industry, and I've also dated people in the industry. If you haven't worked, you know somebody in the industry. Like this point, if you're old enough to drink in a bar, you should know about the staffing and how it goes. You should.
No.
Yes, you should.
The guest should never in a million years be even thinking about how the staffing is.
Exactly.
At the place
it shouldn't be noticeable.
Can I clarify? That's a very good point. I should never have to, but as a person, I think you should have at least some knowledge of how the business works.
And there were a few people in the bar last night that were like, that were like, all right, yeah, you need to shut it down. It doesn't really matter how quick I'm getting my drink.
So can we get to the part where you're passed out?
I don't need to see a bartender die.
Well,
I basically go into the back, I collapse on the ground, and I don't pass out, but I am like hyperventilating. I'm
like they have to take him into the back and like tend to him.
And I need food, I need sugar, I need apple juice.
He came home, I couldn't look him in the face. Dude, he was pale white, and look at those sexy ass blue eyes that he's got with a pale face. It freaked me out. It freaked me out.
You need to file a complaint with HR.
Well, so
he did, and they asked him, why didn't you just take a break?
The first thing I say is I came in at 2. I was scheduled. I was now on for the whole day, and when am I supposed to take a break? Excuse me, but when can't your manager cover you? I'm like, yeah, you mean the manager that was covering for the hostess and taking the food orders and running the food on the floor, and then the also coming behind the bar for me and also serving some of my tables. He wasn't just sitting there on his fucking ass, waiting for me to pass out and then decide, oh shit, now it's time. No. He was also the manager out on the floor everywhere trying to get things squared away and keeping things up. But I said this but she asked me, why didn't you take a break? Well, it's because guess what? There is no time.
I care about my job.
I care about you. You also come in here. If I take a break, you're going to come in here a week later telling me that we had 3 bad reviews about service. And you're going to say it's our fault when really it's just a matter of we don't have the staff to keep up with this shit, and you need to get it up. And and I put it to her this way: as soon as she was like, "Well, what's the problem?" And I said, "When you skate on thin ice, you're eventually going to fall through. It's not an if, it's a when. And the reason we are so short staffed, it's not. This isn't a if it's going to happen again. It's going to be a when it's going to happen again, and you need to get this shit straight."
El Nuevo Portal. 5 stars. Best place to load up on cheap beans and rice while the girl you've been casually screwing has to take her pet rabbit to the emergency vet around the corner because it got into her weed stash while you were casually screwing her. And you don't have the balls to just completely leave her there and trek back to Manhattan because she is kind of freaky and the sex is good enough to keep having you, but still you need to eat, and there's nothing to eat at the emergency vet. But wait, since a pot-eating bunny is not really class 1 trauma, and you don't really know her well enough or care too much about a damn rabbit that runs freely through the apartment and eats weed to stick around and hold her hand or anything else, split the difference and chow down. And maybe it's just the pot talking, but Jesus Christ, are those beans and rice good? I don't even remember what that was about.
Potts, have you ever had an edible experience? Belly, we're glad you're okay. I would like to mix some fun into this show. I feel like we've just been complaining. We've been complaining for 48 minutes. And so let's go straight to any kind of fun. Have you ever had a weed brownie or an edible experience that went wrong? Brax?
I have an amazing story.
Yes, give it to me, Potts.
So I was working, obviously, in nightclubs. This is back in Vegas. My mom came to visit me, but I was working. She got in late. So I'd left my house keys for her somewhere. She went in. I got home at 4 in the morning. And when I come in, my mom comes down the stairs. She woke up, and you know those little trolls where you put them, where you rub them, and then their hair stands straight up. You know, like those little
they're actually called
crazy
trolls.
Color hair.
Isn't that what they were called? Trolls.
Yeah. So my mom comes down. Her hair looks just like that. She's babbling about something. I'm like, Mom, what's going on? She's like, no, nothing. I got in. I was hungry, so I had, you had some brownies in the fridge, and I was like, brownies with the skull and crossbones on the cover, and she's like, yeah, they were really good. I ended up having a couple. I was like, those were completely full of weed, Mom. She was like, really? I mean, literally, her hair.
How many did she have?
So
yeah, Auntie Maria
accidentally ate weed brownies.
Oh no! I bet that was amazing.
That episode of That 70s Show is hilarious.
Yeah, it is. That is one of the best That 70s shows out there with Red and oh my God, Kitty is so good.
Yeah,
yeah,
so
I
funny.
saw that. Yeah, that was good.
But was that what basically Auntie Maria was looking like?
100%. Yeah, she was out there.
Brax, you have a story? Edibles?
Yeah, I have a pretty good edible story, actually.
All right, fire away.
So my freshman year of college, I was coming home for break, and my buddy had given me this brownie before for my plane ride home, right? And I took a third of it, super small too, right? And
Same story. I've heard this one a million times.
Thought it didn't do anything. Ate more.
I'm pretty new to the game at this point, too. So, yeah, I take about a third of it, and I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, I'm just like, oh, man. Oh, here it comes. And
before we go any further, edible high is so much different when you get smacked on an edible high.
Yeah.
Right? It's different than just smoking a bong until you're red in the face.
It literally creates another compound within your body when you ingest it instead of smoking it.
Right.
Yeah.
So
you don't really know when it's gonna hit or how it's gonna hit.
Yeah. So I'm sitting waiting at my gate for the flight
from the social media lounge. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
And I get this text of a GIF, a little meme from my friend. And I lost it harder than I've ever laughed in my entire life. And I just I was like
Potts right now. I love Potts' stony laugh.
And everyone's looking at me. I just feel like everyone's eyes on me, and I can't stop. And
all
it's
eyes on
so
me.
great.
That when you have the thought, they know. That's when you're too high.
but I've had that like Braxton said so many times where you just lose your shit, and it's kind of it is a little stressful because you're like, oh my God, I need to get it together. I'm out in public, but this losing your shit high is the best laughing and the best joy for me. I'm just laughing until I cry, and I love it. I mean, it's the best. It's kind of like a release.
Yes, but Potts, you have a special power, okay? As all of you Potts heads out there also should. Potts is like smoking for the first time every time he smokes. I don't know how you do it.
This is like when you picked up Amanda at the airport.
Oh man, I was ripped when I picked up Amanda at the airport. One woman, one wheel. And the dogs were all just walking around, and I'm just like, no, they can smell my Christmas trees.
It's on me everywhere.
Christmas trees everywhere.
For anyone who wants a recommendation on an edible, do it in the tea form. That's the best way.
And oh yeah, Belly loves his teas. Literally TEA tea. And I know I wanted to get this out there from the social media lounge. They started talking about. We were going off on waiters. They started talking about music, and then I started asking the question.
Actually, this came from the suicide and bullying discussion.
Okay, fair enough. I wasn't able to go all the way up, but basically they started and then I started asking favorite band from the 90s, which turned into Korn or Limp Bizkit. So I would like to end this show with literally your answers. Potts, let's start with you. If you had to choose one, are you a Korn head or a Limp Bizkit head?
What?
Korn or Limp Bizkit?
Korn or Limp Bizkit?
About what? I'm not.
Who would you prefer right now to hear?
About?
Who would you prefer to hear right now as the last song of the show, if I could play it? Korn or Limp Bizkit?
Oh, Limp Bizkit.
Really?
Like
$3 bills, y'all.
Yeah, I work out to them every now and then.
I'm Limp Bizkit as well.
Hold on.
Rodizio Grill in Denver, Colorado. I like meat. They serve it here. I can have a lot of it. It is good. They also serve things I don't like. I don't have to eat those. Ham good. Ham better with pineapple. Vegetarians should call PETA. PETA should go get more chicks to pose naked in their ads. After I eat here, I club girl overhead and yell, "Ooga, I am all that is man." 5 stars.
That's so good. Oh, Potts, great job on your homework. That was really good. He's going to continue to find little things to pepper in each show. I think that's really funny, and I appreciate him bringing that. Potts, get us out of here. We got to go.
That's all I got. See you guys in a couple of days. Have a good afternoon. You can kindly go fuck yourselves.
Matty Potts from the Santa Monica newsroom. Congratulations. He's got a girl on the way. Little baby girl. She will be here very soon. We're excited to meet her. Belly, get us out of here, man.
Oh, I get a break today?
You got a break? I missed that. Oh, womp womp. Sorry.
Womp womp. I said, oh, it's a break today? All right. Thanks for that. No, thanks everyone. Thanks for tuning in. You can kindly. Oh wait, no, it's Potts. Man, I can't get it out today. Sorry guys. Have a good day. Go Caps!
Let's go. Rock the red. Braxton, say goodbye to the people.
See you on Friday.
We'll be here, guys. Everybody with a bright, shiny smile on their face. Thank you for hanging out with us. For everybody here at TTR Studios, Scooby-Doo included, it is your boy Luch Dog. We'll see you guys on Friday in Luch Dog in the morning
at litmradio.com.